Hello YouTube! Lucky man over here, well, lucky mies 205 over here. And as I mentioned, I'm gonna do a review about Kansas. And here we are. Now, what is Kansas? Well, as much I want to do about historical research, unfortunately all I can do right now in this second is just saying Kansas is what I can recall what if ships. If you know about PR ships, there are some ships that have some kind of historical accuracy and some are collaborations with the other game called World of Warships. And so here we have Kansas. In World of Warships, these are just two pictures I just wanted to take before I made this video. She is... how should I pronounce this correctly? Dreadnought, if the plans didn't go, if the American generals, the Navy generals wanted. But then they took things turns and focused something like carriers and Iowa. And carriers then decided to dominate the entire Pacific, if I recall history near here now and then, but I highly recommend that you do some historical research of yourself. On yourself. Well, anyway, Kansas. Her overall design here in Azur Lane seems to be rather very interesting. Behind we can actually see some... well, apologies, I forgot what is this called in English? But very interesting choice of pattern. Was this Medusa behind her? And it is then behind her rigging. And she has this massive jacket. And if you take a closer look at her design over here, and we actually compare her in the World of Warships, personally I have to say that she is thick battleship. I mean extra thick. But how is she in the Azur Lane? Her stats and all. Well, right here, in my Kansas is level 150, but we need to check on her fully level up, and according to the information, in level 125, her HP can reach all the way to 8,886. It's not a bad battle. It's not bad. It's not bad. That is also improved by her heavy armor. She can survive just decently long. Her firepower is not bad either, in my opinion. It is 449. What? Excuse me. Lack of thought. 449 is her firepower. Then, in Eagle Union Standard, she has anti-air that is 405. Her reload is 147. Her evasion is 32, not bad. But her speed is astonishingly slow. That is 23. And if I recall how the American dreadnoughts were, or what is this? One armor type scheme that is all or nothing, was it armor? Was it called? Well, I don't know. I don't recall it. But she is slow. And even World of Warships, she is extra slow battleship, and I mean it. Despite being well armored and thick. Torpedo protection. Her accuracy is not bad either, it is 68. But because she is PR ship, her luck is 0. So good luck. And her oil cost is whopping 16. She doesn't have any skins yet. But I'm looking forward to what type of skin she's going to get in the future. And I have to say more about this character design. If we take a closer look, every detail in this character, I have to say, very fascinating amount of details indeed in this character. Very interesting amount of details. I'm rather curious about her future skins, by the way. Very interested. Makes me curious. What they are cooking. What is the artist cooking for the future Kansas skins? Now as for her gear, well, her main gun, it's not impressive, but it's still there. However, despite having 115% main battery gun efficiency, she has 4 of them. Now, to be fair, Ironblood Mecklenburg also have, if I recall, 4 main battery guns, while other ship girls have 3 of them. And the other ship girls seems to have preloaded main battery guns, if you of course manually control them. Then she has 3 secondary guns, but she also have 1 anti-air gun. Because she is new at this point, she doesn't have Augment module yet. Rune for PR1 already have Augment module. And was it also... well, it's only a matter of time when PR2 and 3 ships are gonna get their own Augment modules, but it is only a matter of debate. Well, only a matter of time. And the willingness of the developers to give those ship girls the Augment module. As for her skills, let's start with this one. And I heard some interesting opinions about this when Kansas was first released. Charge Burst is the offensive skill. And it says as following. When this ship fires her main guns, the final volley prioritizes humanoid enemies. Every 8 seconds gives this ship 1 stack of charge can be stacked up to 3 times. Increases her AA by 6% for each stack she has. Now, before we move forward, I want to point out this is fascinating skill at the get-go. She gets, how should I calculate this quickly? 8, 3, 24 seconds, if I calculated that correctly. 24 seconds that she can get full stack. And being a 6%, that's 18% of anti-air buff. Excuse me. I was yawning. Now let's continue, because this is what makes these charge spurts rather confusing. When this ship fires her main guns, spends all charge, and I mean it, when this ship fires her main guns, spends all charge, and increases this ship firepower by 6% for 5 seconds per each charge spent, and fires level 10 special barrage. Damage is based on the skill level. When this effect activates, the following effects apply for 5 seconds, based on the number of charge stacks spent. +1 spent increases this ship's main gun crit rate by 50%. 2 spent increases this ship's damage dealt by 10%. 3, that is full stack, improves the special barrage and increases this ship's crit damage by 15%. So one is like main gun crit rate 15, damage dealt 10, improves the special barrage and increases this ship's crit damage by 15. Okay, so how should we now dismantle this? Let's just say 24 seconds. She has full stack. And probably 2 seconds remaining before the main guns fire. She spends all that charges. And increases her own firepower 6%. Well, meaning 18% firepower. Excuse me. Level 10 special barrage. Apply for 5 seconds based on number charge. Wait a minute, I need to translate this correctly for myself. Okay. I had to actually pause the recording just a bit. If I translated this myself correctly, if she has full stack, my suspicion is 1. All this actually stacked together, or two, she only uses one of those and ignores the rest of them. Apologies if my lack of thought, because I didn't focus myself fully in this review. Mentally prepare myself. Now, whatever the case, it seems Charge Burst is taking away her anti-air buff, that it then compensates by improving her main gun capabilities. Now, if you have played World of Warships, Kansas main guns are not nice to be dealing with, not by just how slowly reloading they are, but it's their American AP. That AP trajectory speed, well, flight speed, whatever, is slow, but it has interesting penetration capabilities, meaning that the damage is brutal. So I think that is actually shown here. Now, her defensive. Blade Breaker's Bastion. This is defensive. Increases this ship's accuracy and reload by 10%. And decreases this ship's torpedo damage taken by 20%. So, if this actually reminded me one of the Northern Parliament flagship, Sovietsky Soyuz, I think she also have had this type of skill too, reducing torpedo damage 20%. And I believe because Kansas in World of Warships has the very good torpedo defense, and that is now reflected here. During battle, when this ship takes damage, 10% chance to decrease that damage instance by 70%. Now, if you remember my Hipper video, this kind of works the same way, but I think the Hipper had the 15% reduced based on RNG. When this ship's HP falls below 50%, deploys a barrier lasting 5 seconds, 20 seconds to cool down between activations, that can negate damage equal to 10% of this ship's max HP. Increases this ship's evasion 10% while this shield exists. And that shield exists only 5 seconds. She is very defensive, alright. Now, as much I want to joke around, she has really good torpedo protection just because how thick she is. Very good. Anyway, we have now somewhat gone through her stats and her skills. I have to apologize a little bit of not doing it properly. And I'm trying to do my best to improve myself in the future. But I guess it's now time to go to the review video. And I'm gonna do voiceover there. Well, now that was embarrassingly said. Voiceover Lucky Mies will take over here. Hello, Lucky Mies review. Voiceover over here. Excuse me, voiceover. Battleship Kansas. How is she? I was thinking about it before I started to make a review about her, and I think I noticed a pattern. She is, I believe, a manual battleship. I think I'm becoming I think I'm getting some kind of flu. Anyway, back to Kansas. If you go, example, map 15. Map 15 is built in a way you need to find to counter enemy airplanes and that map's own mechanics. That's my opinion about it, but I can be wrong, but that's my opinion about map 15. That's why I don't like about it. But when you look at the Kansas, there is something that actually is speaking that you want to play this battleship manually. In this background you can actually see that I am using manual control in the Kansas fleet. Of course, my prototype triple 406mm 45 Mk7 main gun was level 0 in a base. Let's just say in a base level, no upgradation at all. So that gun's reload was, let me check real quick, with the Kansas own base reload, well, according to Kansas own reload stat, these guns reload is 32.33 seconds per wave. So yeah, every 32 and half, almost half a second. Well, let's just go with the 32.3 seconds. The guns, he can build that AA stack 18%, but if you do not want to throw that stack away, you need to either give her base battleship guns that has hilariously long reload, or you can full upgrade it and take control. That's how I see Kansas. If you remember John Bart from Irish Orthodoxy, well, that's basically Vichya Dominion. She is kind of manual battleship herself too. Increasing own main gun damage if you manually control John Bart. Now if you want to avoid spending that 18% AA stack from Kansas, that's it. That's all you need to do. Take control. And with that you can actually increase your anti-air in your entire fleet some degree. But my anti-air gun that I had in Kansas was twin 127mm Mk12 dual purpose gun that uses flak. Now the flak is the its own mystery of its own in the anti-air guns. Believe it or not, I decided to spend my lifetime to actually do some full essay about secrecy of anti-air guns and the flags overall. But that's probably 2026. Now, as for the damage on the way, that gun's reload is 1.47 seconds per wave and damage is 192. AA is 35, but that increases firepower by 10. It has area effect 12, firing angle 43, not bad, and target leading 8. That shouldn't be bad either, but hard to say, hard to say. Now, as for her auxiliary, I had type 98 delayed firing device that kinda decreases main gun spread range by 2. And also high performance air radar for Kansas just in case to improve her anti-air capabilities, but that flak gun was nothing more but a test for this run. Either way, as for her defensive skill, increases dish for accuracy and reload by 10%. I guess that's the thing. Making her guns fire faster. Increasing her accuracy, so yes, you can hit something with the 10%. As for her torpedo damage reduction, that is not bad at all. That can actually work on PvP as well. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Now, she is optional PR ship, I will say. Now, I can see that the rumors and opinions about her, that because she is kind of fighting against your idea to make full auto grind to the entire map, and you kind of require that anti-air buff, it's kind of like a waste. Now, what is going on? Anyways, the anti-air. If you want to... Okay, I'm not gonna repeat myself like I'm a lunatic. But I highly recommend take control of Kansas and manually control her and entire fleet. And I believe she was perhaps designed to fight that way in the map 15, because how brutal that place really is. Even my fully well prepared Ironblood fleet has some troubles fighting there, I have to be honest. Or perhaps it's just my own idiocracy for not trying to understand how the map works. Anyway, I guess this is one of those fleets I have now fully prepared myself to fight map 15, as you can see in the background over here. Originally, New Jersey wasn't supposed to be there, it was supposed to be Musashi. But I decided to go with the New Jersey because Kansas is on the flagship spot. Or was it other way around? I don't know. Something like that. So my full opinion is simple. She is slow, thick, well protected, and she wants you to take control. And she is a very sleepy character, I have to say too. She is a very sleepy. Well, lazy must be the correct word here. But she will do her best to fight for you. Now, I say, that's all I'm going to say about Kansas. She is not fully complete yet, in my end, to be useful in map 15, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a slow grind, yes. but I'm looking forward to how she can perform and give my own personal opinions about it. Yes, there are those who are more veterans about how the game works compared to me, but I want to do my best as well to give my own personal opinion about Kansas. And other ship cars as well. Thank you so much for watching. I think we are now coming to an end to this review video about Kansas. If you have fully upgraded Kansas, let me know about your opinions and comments down below. If you want to see more content like these, hit the subscribe and like button and leave comments down below. My name is LuckyMies205. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
ウォーミングアップ